Today I want to talk about how I won my seat to the main event 2025 at the WSOP in Las Vegas. So it all started with a promotion that the Horseshoe had. You had to play 50 hours in their casino to be eligible to get a seat for a free roll tournament that had guaranteed 25 seats to the main event, 100 seats to the 1K mystery bounty, and 100 seats to the 500 Colossus. So basically, you had just to play 50 hours, and then one day before the tournament starts, I recognized that you had to pay a $20 fee, but whatever. And so before that, I haven't planned to play the 50 hours at the Horseshoe, but after I heard that even like good and high stakes poker players are doing it, just playing normally 5-10, but then drop down to 1-3 to make the 50 hours. I thought, okay, maybe it has more value than I thought it had. So yeah, I decided to play the 50 hours. It took me like just 5 days. I grinded hard in these days to get it, and then I started at the tournament. I felt quite confident. It was nothing to lose and everything to gain situation, so I was quite confident. The guy next to me was a very nice guy, but at the beginning, like the first hand, he doubled up throughout somebody else with aces versus queens, and he used like huge sizing. So I already had like the impression, okay, when he goes big, then he has it. And like 10 minutes later, he open raised to 5x in the cutoff, and I was on the button and had ace queen offsuit. And normally I would never fold that hand, obviously, but against him and this sizing scheme, I thought, okay, let's just fold. And he showed me pocket queens, so good fold me. And yeah, then I will not tell you every hand in detail. If you like to hear it, maybe you write it in the comments and then I respond to you, or I will make another video. But long story short, the first big hand I played was I defended my small blind versus a middle position open race with king 6 suited, and the big blind defended as well. And the flop came 10 high, and we made we had a king high flush draw, and the in the end I got it in on the turn with my mate flush against a queen high flush from the player in the big blind. So basically I almost doubled up in that spot. And then it was just like cruising, stealing some pots, and nothing big happened until the point where I won a flip. Can't even remember what it was, but then we had like some chips and we were near the bubble of the to make it in the 500 seat. Shortly after we made it in the 500 seat, it went very fast because the blind structure was insane. Okay. So after we had gained the 500 seat, it was like 225 people get paid out of 650-ish. So yeah, basically after we had this seat locked up, it was like 100 places more to get the 1K seat. And on the bubble of the like mini bubble of the 1K seat, I had my first really huge confrontation. I jammed in 10 big blinds with ace 9 off. Oh no, it was suited, but it doesn't really matter. In the hijacked, and the big blind tank called with ace king off, and that was pretty hilarious because, in my opinion, it should be a snap call, but whatever. So um, maybe it was karma. Maybe the poker gods said, "Oh, punished for the slow roll," but um, in the end, I flopped the nine and hold up. So yeah, basically I doubled up there. And a few hands later, on the direct money bubble seat, this same guy jammed in like his remaining 4 big blinds, but he left 1 big blind behind, and I tanked a little bit and called off in the big blind with king 3 suited, and I checked. He checked, and yeah, I tanked again because in my shoes it doesn't matter, and I wanted him to make the pay jump to the next bigger level. So I took a little bit of time just to be nice because I want a pot of him. But yeah, I bet in the end 1 big blind because I wanted to gain all his chips, obviously, because yeah, that's the game. So I bet, and he snap called, and I thought, what are you doing? Why are you not tanking? And in the end, I busted him, and he was the direct, yeah, bubble boy. So he made the 500 seed, but yeah, I made it so far, and are now at least guaranteed a 1K seed. So now it's like 100 persons left, or no, not left, but 100 persons more to beat to get under the best 25 to win a main event seat. Okay, so then shortly later, I had the huge opportunity to get it in with 8s against ace king and won a flip. So now I had chips, and now this was the first time when I thought, okay, now I might make a run in this kind of tournament. A few moments later, I had a very, very interesting spot where a woman jammed all in with like six big blinds or something like that, and I had her covered, and I had in the middle position ace jack off, and I was thinking if this hand is good enough to stack off, or if I want to quote wait for a better spot, because in this point I was pretty yeah, pretty comfortable, but still a lot of players to go to win the seat, so I needed to gain chips, but I wasn't sure because like in chip EV it should be probably an easy call, but with the yeah, kind of satellite structure I wasn't sure, so I decided to fold in that spot, and the guy next to me woke up with pocket aces, some bullets there. Okay, then it went. At one point we had 4x average stack, but only had 20 big blinds. That means that the average stack was 5 big blinds. That was insane. Like many people busted, many were tanking. I was very excited, and yeah, then there was like one of the toughest spots I've ever had. I think early position open raised, and I was in the small blind with ace 8 suited, and I thought, okay, I probably had like 8 to 10 big blinds left, and usually it's like a very close spot, I would say, but probably an ingot. But as I said, with the ICM structure, or like with the ICM impact and the satellite structure, I wasn't sure. So I tanked, for me personally, for ages, but it was probably just a minute or so, because otherwise I'm yeah, playing quite fast. So then in the end I folded, and the guy to my right called or jammed in his remaining chips, and the other guy called off. The open raiser had 8s, and the guy to my left had pocket 7s and spiked a 7. So basically we dodged an all-in situation there again. Then at that point I had like 6-ish big blinds or so, and the woman to my right was probably in the hijacked and I was in the cutoff or something like that, and she jammed in her remaining 2 big blinds, and I know I needed to win an all-in, or like at least make a slightly more amount of chips to probably have the seat locked up. And yeah, then I rejammed my ace-7 off and got tank called again by the big blind who had ace-king. And I thought, okay, sick that I got called there again. So is it? But on the flop came a 7, and the ace-king guy made a gut shot. Turn and river bricked out, and I won like my third 30-70 situation. So basically I was very lucky to have now again a big stack around like maybe 12 bigs. So now I was chilling, and the guy 2 seats to my left, he was also like probably similar age, and he tank folded at some point and later claimed that he folded pocket tens and didn't jam them because he's like quite comfortable with his chip stack and the situation. It was like 4 left now before we get the 10k seat. And then I thought, okay, I have like 1 or 2 big blinds more than. Yeah, and then I thought, okay, probably I have the seat locked up, but I wasn't really sure about it. So at one point, that was so funny, our table played quite fast, and one guy realized that on the other table they stalled like every hand for like 1 to 2 minutes or something like that ridiculous amount. And at this point, one of our table players wanted to call the clock on a player on the table from the other guy players. I've never seen that before. That was very funny for me personally. So calling clock means basically that the guy who got called the clock on has like 30 seconds or 1 minute. Yeah, I think 30 seconds to act until his hand is dead. And that was very funny. And at that point, I think they implemented the hand for hand, like with 4 guys needed to bust. And yeah, I try to get as much information as I can, like when people busted and got their seat card handed out, or like like the number, the place where they finished. They told me, and I know, okay, now like 2 players left, 1 player left, and so on, because I didn't hear like the couldn't understand the announcer correctly. So and then in the end, that was also very nice that the guy to my right said something like he talked about hand history he saw before, and that he would never do that, and he probably would fold everything, even aces. And that was for me music to my ears, because I thought, okay, now I have the chance to get a walk and basically survive like the rounds and make it into the money. And in the end, I show you a video how like the last moments when we were sure we made the seat, and it was like very nice because, as you saw in the beginning, my trip started horrific. Then I made it quite a comeback, and with this win, I'm back in the green and for the trip, and now planning to play the WSOP main event 2025. So, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happily replying to you. If you want to have more details to the hands and my thoughts and my emotions, please let me know. And then I hope you will crush this year, and good. I just went from a $20 fee a 10k seat to the main event. This is my Let's fucking go.
I appreciate it. You guys all get the greatest.
Yes! Let's fucking go.
Yes! Congratulations.
We made it! Fantastic! Good job. I can't believe it. Woo! We did not kill each other. We fought hard the other night. Sorry about that.